We hope you enjoy today's report. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the Distraction Junkie channel. A cautious calm has settled over Gaza. For the first time in weeks, the skies are free of drones and artillery fire. Instead, an uneasy silence stretches across streets lined with rubble. Families, uncertain but hopeful, dare to step outside, taking brief, fleeting breaths of peace. This fragile pause in a relentless cycle of violence is the result of a temporary ceasefire deal, initially brokered to allow humanitarian aid into the region and the release of hostages. But now, with that ceasefire nearing its conclusion, both the citizens on the ground and the world watching from afar brace for what comes next. For now, the people of Gaza and Israel wait, exhausted, uncertain, and clinging to a hope as fragile as the truce itself. Reports out of Israel suggest the government is pushing to extend this truce, hoping to prolong this rare window of quiet. Officially, the first phase of the ceasefire was meant to last just a few days, enough time for vital supplies, food, water, medicine, to reach Gaza's civilians, and for an exchange of hostages and prisoners to take place. But behind closed doors, negotiations around extending the deal are proving far more complex than anyone hoped, stalling at critical junctures. On one side, Israel insists that a longer ceasefire is the best path forward, offering more opportunities for hostages to be freed and for life-saving aid to reach those in dire need. For the families of hostages still waiting for news, each passing moment feels both unbearable and tinged with possibility. But on the other side, Hamas holds firm to its own demands, and trust, shattered by years of conflict, remains a virtually insurmountable barrier. For civilians in Gaza, the stakes couldn't be higher. The ceasefire has brought a brief respite from the daily fear of airstrikes and shelling, but the scars of the conflict are everywhere. Hospitals, already stretched to the breaking point, are racing against the clock to treat the wounded, while parents search for their children amidst the chaos, desperate for any sign of safety or hope. Aid agencies warn that even now, the humanitarian situation remains dire. An extension to this ceasefire could mean the difference between life and death for countless people. Yet the clock is ticking. Every hour without an agreement raises fears that the violence could resume, plunging the region back into devastation. Diplomats from around the world are watching closely, working feverishly behind the scenes to find common ground that could sustain the tenuous peace. But as the hours turn into days and the negotiations continue to stall, one question looms large. Will this fragile ceasefire collapse, or can it become the foundation for something greater? For now, the people of Gaza and Israel wait, exhausted, uncertain, and clinging to a hope as fragile as the truce itself.